Hey, good morning, guys. We're going to go over our Forex trades for today, Friday, January 31st. Going over them a little early to wrap it up for the week. I didn't have any trades for the last few days, but we did have two this morning. Wasn't a whole lot of economic numbers. They were sort of low-level priority numbers that came out. But we did have two trades. We'll go over them in no particular order. We did cut our size in half. Again, the last few days of the month, we always do that. Today is the last day. So what you're looking at here is a short in euro to yen. This was a really pretty easy trade. We were short 138.401. Came in right in our direction right off the bat. Was approaching the figure of 138 even. Probably covered a little too early. We covered at 138.103. Still, you're staring at almost 30 pips in the face. Probably, at one point it was 30, 31. You make your decision to get out. So we grabbed the 29.8 pips. Like I said, we definitely got out a little early. As you see there, even in the candle where we covered. Here in the candle where we covered, it almost touched the figure, came within 2 pips of it. All right, so that's the bid. So maybe on the offer you cover it at 04, 05 area. So easily left 4 to 5, maybe even 6 pips on the table. We could have put an offer in to cover at 138.05, 06, 04, and got filled very easily. So we kind of probably messed that up a little bit. As you see there, the figure is trying to hold as support. It broke it, by 8 or 9 pips, and it's currently right there. It's right there right now, 138, 137.991 right now. So it is there. So it's trying to act as support. The other trade we were in was this U.S. dollar to Swiss franc. This was the second trade, actually. The euro to yen was the first trade. It looks easier than it was, we were long 0.90474. The thinking was this, we're up almost 30 pips on euro to yen. Felt like we were buying in a really an area of that could be resistance. You had this top from yesterday. You had tops from early this morning. 5 o'clock in the morning. Here 2 o'clock in the morning. Again 6 o'clock in the morning. Again 7:30 in the morning. Again 8 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, 8:15 or so, whatever it was. No, it was actually after 8:30 if I remember correctly. It just, we get the signal, we go along. It never went in our favor. It didn't do this big candle here. This probably was after we were out. It just started to reverse it. We felt like we were buying the top. We felt like we were buying in an area of congestion, which could act as resistance, which has acted as resistance for the past, almost 24 hours. And with the 30 pips already in the bag, it's 29 and change pips in the bag. It's like let's just keep a loss under 10 pips on this and end the week with with 20, 21, 22 pips in that area. So that's what we did. Ultimately, we ended up being wrong because you can see here, half an hour later, it started to pop, and in within an hour, it really started to pop a little bit, and it made a nice move. It made 15. You're looking at 15, 18 pips or so. Not even 16, 17 pips. So, like I said, I think we probably a little bit too conservative. Probably could have been a little bit more aggressive considering we were trading half size. But on the flip side, it's Friday. It's the last day of the week, last day of the month. Let's take 20 pips and split, So that's what we did. So as far as long-term trades, we had some yesterday. It was a really good day. It's actually been a really solid month with the long-terms or swing trades, whatever you want to call them. None so far this morning. May not get any. The market's going to close 5 o'clock, so you got 6.5 hours left. So we'll see what this afternoon brings as far as that goes. If you're still trading now, good luck. If you're waiting for any swing signals, who knows? Maybe we'll get one, maybe we won't. Anyway, have a great weekend. Hope you enjoy the Super Bowl. Hope whoever you're rooting for wins. And that's it. We're going to wrap it up. And we'll be back next week, next time we get some action.